We are outside. This is the first time of the season so far. I can't remember if I've filmed out here or not. It's been pretty cold. Oliver needs some outside time, so he's sitting out here with some chalk, which he is breaking. Luckily, sidewalk chalk is cheap. I think we got like a pack of 36 for like $4, so it's just a pain in the butt. So yeah, so we're out here. It's actually pretty nice. It's been freezing, but we've reached the semi-nice time of the year where we get like a couple of weeks before it gets really hot. So it's cold in the mornings, but it's relatively nice, like mid 70s in the afternoons. So probably be spending a decent amount of time out here. And I thought outside would make a good setting for today's video anyway, since I'm gonna be reviewing Skylar's newest product, which is deodorant. I was very interested to hear when they were releasing deodorant. Actually didn't find out that long ago. They just sent this to me a couple of weeks ago. So I've been trying it for a couple of weeks. So they sent me two. There's two different scents right now. There's Capri and Isle. So this is the Skylar deodorant. I've been using Capri, which I find to be more of, I guess, a feminine scent or floral. And then Isle, which can definitely run more unisex or like masculine if a man wants to try this and doesn't like floral or doesn't like citrus or things like that. But before we jump into the rest of this video, Skylar is sponsoring this review. So I don't know how long this is going to be because we're only going to be talking about deodorant, and I do have longer deodorant projects in the work. Like I have like a year-long standing deodorant testing video that I've been working on. It keeps growing because I keep trying to find like the perfect deodorant, but it's hard to find a natural deodorant that works. But that's a video for another day. This one is strictly about the Skylar deodorants. If you guys are familiar with Skylar, those of you who are, you know, older to my channel know that I've been talking about them for the last couple of years. They make hypoallergenic perfumes. They do use a lot of natural fragrances and then some safe synthetics. They have dipped into body products before. They do have a body wash, a body lotion, and a hand cream. I have not reviewed the body wash or the body lotion. They've dipped more into the body category by releasing deodorants. So these are free of aluminum and baking soda. But when I got these, I did notice that there were some ingredients that I don't typically use in deodorants, or they're not deodorants that I, you know, would usually pick out. But since I've been having such a hard time finding a deodorant that actually works, I thought there's no harm in trying something that's a little bit less natural to see if I can get some better results. You know, as long as a formula is mostly clean, I don't have a problem trying some stuff that might be a little bit less clean. You know, it's all going to depend on your standard of what clean is, and I've been sort of playing around with what my standard of clean is. You know, for a long time I've been, you know, really pure and stuff, and that's been great, but I have wanted to venture out and I've wanted to try some things that aren't necessarily, you know, 100% pure, 100% clean. You know, I've been trying to figure out what my definition of clean is, and I wouldn't call these not clean deodorants, but there are some ingredients that if you are wary of ingredients, or I don't know, you might want to take a look at them for yourself and make sure that this is something you want to use. I actually don't have a problem with the ingredients in here. One is propanediol, which rates really low on the EWG, so I don't have a problem with that. All of the ingredients in here actually rate, I believe it's 1 or below. There was only a couple that I had like any kind of issue with. It's mostly aloe, there's cornstarch, there's fragrance, but like I said, they use safe synthetics. They don't use anything that's aggravating to your senses. I've been using Skylar for the last couple of years, and I've never had a perfume give me a migraine. I've never had one of their scents really aggravate me, and I'm very sensitive to artificial scents. Very, very sensitive. They do have coconut oil in them, but mostly the formula of them is, you know, it's pretty nice. So like I said, when I got them, I initially looked at the ingredients and I was like, oh, I don't know what some of these things are, or these are things that I don't usually use in deodorants. But like I said, since I'm having such a hard time finding a deodorant that works, I was willing to give it a try and let you guys know what my thoughts are on it. So this is long-winded. So really that was just a super long-winded way of saying make sure you're still checking the ingredients for yourself and making sure you're still okay with all of the ingredients that are in a product you may or may not want to try. So that's that. So they, yeah, like I said, they do have two scents right now, Capri and Isle. So Capri is more like citrusy and sparkling and sweet, if you're familiar with the Skylar scents at all. And then Isle is more of like beachy, dewy, and fresh. But like I said, I think it can be, like this one is more of like a unisex scent that men wouldn't have a problem with. I did give this one to my husband because I wanted him to test it too, so I could have like a second a second opinion on it, and I'll let him, he agreed to let me film him so he can give a little bit of a review for you guys. So I'll insert that clip in a little bit, but I'll let him talk about Isle. But for me, so I have a super hard time with deodorants. It took me a long time to find a deodorant that worked initially, and then that company stopped making it. So I've been on the hunt for the last year to find a new deodorant that works just as well as that one, that doesn't irritate me, that doesn't give me irritation, that actually works. So the Skylar deodorant actually ticks a lot of the boxes. They don't 100% tick every box. You guys know, whether a review is being sponsored or not, that I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. And maybe it's just me, but I do have a really, really hard time finding a deodorant that works all day, like literally all day. The one deodorant that I had before did work all day for me, and I haven't been able to find anything since that does that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that this works all day. At least for me, it does not. I do find that after a couple hours, it wears off a little bit, and I do need to reapply it. Usually reapplication would be a con for me. I don't like reapplying deodorant, but because this is a different kind of formula, it's clear. So I'm gonna show you this here. So it goes on clear, absolutely clear. There is no white to it. There's no, you know, getting it on your clothes. There's no it rubbing off on anything. It goes on clear. So and it's sort of like, it's like almost like water. It doesn't feel like, a lot of the deodorants that I use or have tested are, you know, really thick coconut oil or like shea butter based. And this one's not. It does have coconut oil in it, but it's not like butter based. So those ones tend to get like really thick and like sort of gloopy underneath the arms, and like the more that you reapply it, the more that it coats. So it leaves like layers of deodorant. It's like a mess, which is why I don't like reapplying deodorant. I don't mind reapplying this one because it, like I said, it sinks in really, really nicely. You like can't even feel that it's there once it sinks in. There's no white cast, so like if you put more on, it's not gonna like get chunky, you know what I mean? I hope that this makes sense. And you also don't need that much, so this lasts forever. Like I've been using this the last 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. This is rolled all the way down. I've barely used any of it. This is gonna last forever. So like I said, it doesn't last 100%, you know, it doesn't last 24 hours. I don't think it claims to last that long, but it doesn't. It doesn't last 24 hours. It doesn't even last 8 hours most of the time. But because of the formula, I do not mind reapplying this one. So I stay home most of the day, so like I just go into the bathroom and just, you know, like swish, swish, swish a couple of times, and I'm like good to go for another couple of hours. I've actually been wearing this since about 7 this morning. It depends on the day too. If it's a day where I'm not doing anything, like if I'm not exercising or I'm not like exerting myself, it can last longer. But if I'm sweating, if I'm like out walking, or it's really hot that day, or I'm working out or whatever, it does wear off a little bit faster. I swear to God, like every truck in existence is driving down my street today. But other than that being the only con, is that it doesn't last all day, which I can't really expect them to. I mean, if you find like a perfect one and like it happens, it's like a fluke and it works perfectly with your body, then that's fantastic. But I don't really think that's, I think I set like unrealistic expectations for like products. Like this is going to last 24 hours, but the majority of the time that's not true at all. They will not last that long. That is the only con of this product. So like I said, it goes on clear. There's no white, you know, there's no getting white on your black shirts or whatever, which was always a problem, or is always a problem with other deodorants that I use. I don't have a problem reapplying it because it just reapplies really quickly. It dries, it's done. You smell like the Capri deodorant the rest of the day, and it's fine. The formula of it is non-irritating. I have had 0 issues using this. I've had 0 issues sweating in this. I've had 0 issues wearing this for long periods of time. I've had 0 other issues with this deodorant that I can have or have tended to have with other deodorants. So aside from it not lasting all day long, there really is no other con to this. Another pro of this deodorant is that it's actually only $14 when a lot of natural deodorants, I feel like, tend to run you 20 plus. So $14 for a more natural deodorant that basically the only thing you have to worry about is like reapplying it midday. I think you can't really beat that. I was actually quite surprised when I saw the price point. I didn't know the price point initially, but when I saw that it had launched and I went and saw the price point, I was like, there's another pro. I thought that was really awesome that the price point was so low for it. So overall, I actually am really happy with the performance of this deodorant. It's very easy to stick in your gym bag. You know, throw it on right before you work out. You might not need it after workout, or maybe throw it on right after you work out. It's easy to throw in your purse and take it to work and just throw it on in the middle of the day in the bathroom or something, you know. If you happen to work in an office and you notice that maybe you're starting to smell a little bit. And so that's another thing too, is when you put it on, if you smell and then you re-put the deodorant on, you literally cannot smell anything but the deodorant. So it doesn't like mix with the BO that you've got and like make some weird funky smell. It just smells like you've put Capri on for the first time, you know, that day. So that is like mostly all of my thoughts. So I'm gonna insert the little clip of Gilbert reviewing this deodorant right here.
Okay, so I'm reviewing the Skylar Isle Fresh Scent Deodorant, a refreshing deodorant with green tea. I really like this deodorant. I think the number one thing I like about it is the fresh scent, and that it lasts me all day. So I don't have to reapply it throughout the day, or even when I work out or after I work out, don't have to reapply it. It smells pretty good. I guess the number one thing I do like about it is that it's not super overpowering. It's just enough for me to feel like I smell clean and I don't smell like BO. The other thing too is the way it compares with other deodorants. I think I was using, can't remember the other deodorant I was using, but this seems to be a good replacement for that deodorant. Nice thing about it is it doesn't have any aluminum or baking soda, specifically baking soda. It's something that irritates my skin. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, pretty good. It lasts a good long time, and yeah.
So those are really all of my thoughts on this deodorant. I think it's a great one to try if you've been struggling, looking for a more natural deodorant that works. Maybe you've tried a lot of ones that have a lot of butters and stuff and you're finding that you just can't find one that works and doesn't cause irritation. Baking soda is such a hard thing because baking soda does work to eliminate, you know, odor, but it irritates a lot of people. I'm a very sensitive person. If you put baking soda deodorant on me, 95% of the time I'm gonna have a reaction to it. There are very few formulas where I have a reaction to baking soda, but then the problem with non-baking soda, you know, non-baking soda deodorant formulas is that they wear off really quickly. So you might smell good for like an hour, but then they wear off really quickly, and I find it sort of cumbersome to reapply them just because they are really thick, and a lot of them ruin my shirts. Like my shirts are all, a lot of my shirts are very dingy. This one doesn't leave a color problem on my clothes. It doesn't leave a yellow stain. It doesn't even leave a white mark because it is clear. So I think it's a good one to try because it's affordable. It has more natural ingredients in it. So if you've been looking for a more natural deodorant to try, a affordable option, if you don't want to spend $22 to $28 on a deodorant, which is understandable. I mean, I don't like spending $30 on a deodorant. I think it is kind of ridiculous, especially since it's all just like butters and stuff. But yeah, I highly suggest giving this one a try and seeing how it works for you. You know, like I said, I might have to dip into the more like not super clean and completely natural products to find a deodorant that works 100% for me. And I'll definitely still include this in a roundup of all the deodorants that I've been testing recently. I'm gonna give this one another couple of weeks because I like to give each one at least 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks to like fully acclimate to my body and see exactly how it works. But you know, with the launch of the deodorant being this week and I've given it a couple of weeks testing, I thought it was a good time to post this. So yeah, check out either of the two options that Skylar has right now. I do hope that they release more scents of these in their, you know, fragrance. You know, I think they're re-releasing Salt Air in a full size soon. I would love to see the deodorant in the Salt Air scent. I think that would actually be a really nice deodorant scent. Because it's sort of like fresh and a little bit salty, and it sort of smells like oceany. Salt Air was one of my favorite perfumes from the Scent Club, so I think that would actually make a great deodorant scent from them. But I would love to see any of their other ones released as the deodorant. So yeah, that's all I've got for the deodorant. I will be doing another video this month on the Scent Club because it has been 12 months since the Scent Club has been launched. I'm gonna do my yearly, I did a 6-month review of the Scent Club, so I'm gonna do my yearly my year review of the scent club and talk to you about the scent of the month in that video. So look for that in the next week or two. So you're gonna get 2 back-to-back Skylar videos. Let me know if you plan to pick it up and give it a try. I would love to know what your guys' thoughts on the deodorant are, what your thoughts on Skylar launching a deodorant, if you have any experience with it when you do try it, or you know, just leave any of your comments about the deodorant, what you think about it, or anything like that down below. So hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.